show for our Washington County Community Foundation studios at Salem High School. I'm your host, Hadley Keith.
And I'm your other host, Josh Reardon.
This is our 4th episode of the Salem Show.
Welcome back, everyone.
Yeah, another show and another chance to catch everyone up on what's happening at SHS and beyond.
Let's get down to it with a few announcements. Seniors, are you interested in learning more about IUS? Join us on the open house tour on Friday, November 7th.
Picture retakes for seniors and anyone who has not gotten a picture yet will be on October 27th.
Seniors, make sure you wear black for your retake photo.
If you are interested and 16 years or older, please sign up during lunch with a student council member outside of the cafeteria all week.
The blood drive will be held on October 28th, so mark your calendars.
Any questions can be directed to Mrs. Medlock or Mrs. Hazlett.
Prosser field trip for sophomores will be Monday, November 10th, from 11:30 to 2:30. All sophomores will attend.
Speaking of opportunities for our students, SLN Broadcasting is producing the Salem Apothecary podcast called Marshalling Salem. The first episode is out right now on our YouTube channel with more to come.
This podcast is to celebrate 40 years on the historic Salem Square, and they are including visits to historic businesses on the square with chats about getting wellness.
And it's being produced by our very own Dally Morgan.
Salem High School Guitar Club recently performed at the Salem Apothecary to celebrate the Apothecary's 40th anniversary.
Speaking of celebrating history, what happened on this day back in 1861?
Let's take a look at this week's History Spotlight. Today we're taking a look at one of the early lesser-known battles of the Civil War, the Battle of Ball's Bluff.
That's right, Josh. The battle took place on October 21st, 1861, near Leesburg, Virginia, along the Potomac River. It started as a small skirmish, but quickly turned into a major defeat for the Union Army.
Union forces led by Colonel Edward Baker crossed the Potomac hoping to surprise a small Confederate force. But faulty intelligence led to disaster. They found themselves trapped on a steep bluff with nowhere to retreat.
Exactly. When Confederate troops counterattacked, the Union soldiers were pushed back towards the river. Many tried to swim across to safety, but hundreds drowned or were captured. Colonel Baker himself was killed in the fighting.
The loss was devastating for the Union and caused outrage in Washington, D.C. It led to the creation of the Joint Committee on the Conduct of War, which investigated military failures throughout the conflict.
So, while the Battle of Ball's Bluff was small in scale, its political impact was huge, shaping how the war was managed in its early years.
A tragic but pivotal moment in American history.
Wow, I didn't know half of that.
Hey, knowing it's half the battle.
Well, now that we are finished with the announcements and history spotlight, let's go over to our always fabulous weather person, Dahlia.
How's Halloween looking for next week?
Email from school about the incident today.
Scary.
You know, teachers like me, parents, we don't always know as much as you guys do about what's going on with other kids.
Half the time, it's rumors.
Yeah, but if you're ever concerned about a friend who's having trouble with alcohol, prescription drugs, anything, you need to tell an adult, someone you know and trust. That can be hard, but speaking up about a problem is what helping a friend is all about.
Well, Hadley and Josh, the weather has definitely changed into fall with Halloween looking clear of rain, but you will need to dress those little goblins warm for trick-or-treat night. On game day, we have a high of 58, a low of 35, and we play Switzerland County at Switzerland County, and it's cloudy. On Saturday, we have a high of 60, a low of 42. It's Howl at the Moon Day, and it's cloudy. And on Sunday, we have a high of 61, a low of 47, and it's still cloudy. On Monday, we have a high of 65, a low of 47. It's National Witch's Hat Day, and it's mostly sunny. Tuesday, we have a high of 63, a low of 49, and a 40% chance of showers. Wednesday, we have a high of 58, a low of 47, and a 65% chance of showers. On Thursday, we have a high of 55, a low of 44. It's cloudy, and it's National Candy Corn Day. And on Halloween, we have a high of 62, a low of 41. It's partially cloudy, and football is to be determined. That's it for the Fox Lee Wealth Management Weather Report. Now let's take a second for a short commercial break, and then we'll head over to Community News with Ty.
Don't you have to be wealthy to donate to the foundation? Not at all. Some of our donors are in elementary school. Others choose to donate over time through payroll deduction or monthly ACH accounts. Donations of any size are accepted and greatly appreciated. All you need to know is what organization or area of interest you would like to support, and we will handle the rest.
We'd like to start this community news segment with a correction. The Christmas at the Factory that reported to be happening on November 8th at Salem United Methodist Church is not actually happening. We apologize for the confusion. On November 11th at SHS Brooks Memorial Gymnasium, we will have the annual Veterans Day program. This will usually be held at Brady Strum Elementary, but this year all 3 schools will be involved. Thus, we need a bigger venue, and SHS Media will be involved on multiple levels. SLNN Broadcasting will be live streaming. Now I'll toss over to Aiden at the Hoosier Upland Sports Desk after this commercial break from our friends at Lynx Clothing and Shoes.
Shop local at Lynx Clothing and Shoes. Lynx offers a wide variety of clothing. Looking for a nice outfit for the night? Lynx has it. Need a nice pair of shoes to go with it? Lynx has it. Lynx doesn't just offer nice clothes, though. They also provide all your local sports team gear. Shop for Salem, Eastern, or West Washington merchandise. Is your child missing any sports gear for his or her game? Lynx has it. With the wide selection and stylish and comfortable clothing and shoes, all your sports gear and equipment needs, along with the reasonable prices and a central location in the heart of downtown Salem, Indiana, there is no reason you shouldn't stop by and shop at Lynx Clothing and Shoes.
Welcome to Sports Minute, coming to you from the Hoosier Upland Sports Desk. I'm your host, Aiden. Lions football went out to the high school out west and lost a hard-fought game, 14-21. The Lions fall to 4-5 on the season and will head to 6-2 Switzerland County. Kickoff is at 7 p.m., so get out there and cheer on your Lions. Lady Lions volleyball team traveled to Clarksville last Thursday night for their opening game of the 2025 IHSAA sectional. The Lady Lions lost in 4 sets to the Crawford County Lady Wolfpack. Good season, Lady Lions. We love following along and can't wait until next year. Congratulations to the Salem Lions cross-country team for coming in 4th overall at the B&L sectional today and qualifying for the Modern Day Regionals next Saturday at Angel Mounds in Evansville. Individual accomplishments were Rafe Wells, who came in 10th, and Ethan Cooper, who came in 12th. Just around the corner will be winter sports. Lady Lions basketball has already started, and their first game will be November 6th at Mitchell. Lions basketball starts soon, with their first game on November 26th out west against the Senators. Swimming will start their season November 24th at home against Northeast DuBois. Wrestling will hit the mats on November 21st at home versus Madison. So buckle up, Buttercup. Winter is coming. That's it for me at the Hoosier Upland Sports Desk. I'm Aiden. Now back to Hadley and Josh at your anchors.
Josh, did you notice something weird in the Snapchat the other day?
Yeah, but I thought it was just me.
No, in this week's Tech Watch, we bring you the latest in digital disruptions and infrastructure news.
A massive cloud service disruption at Amazon Web Services, commonly known as AWS. The outage began early Monday morning and affected services globally.
That's right, Josh. From our social media apps and streaming platforms to banks and government systems, thousands of businesses and millions of users experienced downtime. Among the services impacted were Snapchat, Venmo, Fortnite, and even some Amazon-owned services like their retail site and Alexa.
AWS has traced the root cause to an internal subsystem glitch within the U.S. East 1 region. The Data Central Hub in Virginia, specifically errors in the domain name system DNS and network load balancer health monitors were identified.
While AWS says normal operations were restored by later yesterday afternoon, the incident underscores a bigger issue: the world's heavy reliance on only a few cloud providers. Experts warn this kind of failure can cascade across industries.
We'll have more on this story as it develops in the upcoming weeks.
Thank you for tuning into the Salem Show from the Washington County Community Foundation Studios.
This concludes our 4th episode of Season 15 on the Salem Show.
As the show runs down, we would like to remind everyone watching to like and subscribe our YouTube channel and streaming channels.
Also, don't forget to check out our other social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok.
On these apps, you can view an array of videos and updates about our Salem High School media.
Let's not forget about our radio station, 700 Roar Radio.
You can find it online at live360.com or on Roku.
Content for Roar Radio is added daily, including the 411.
And with that, we will see you next time, Lion Nation.
See you next time, Lions.